Ethics Bowl is sort of a collaborative, debate-like activity.
You're in teams of 3 to 5, and you work together to answer questions that are controversial ethical dilemmas.
The questions can be ranging in scale, but they're always really interesting to debate and discuss, and they always have a philosophical basis.
The aim is not to prove that one side of an issue is better than another, but instead to demonstrate that your team has done a richer and more nuanced analysis of a subject than another team has.
Although you're engaging with philosophical topics, you don't need to have any philosophical background whatsoever. The teaching assistants who run the brainstorming sessions are master students in philosophy who will help teach you anything that you need to know and guide you throughout the process.
The Ethics Bowl exists in an intellectual space between a group of friends hanging out and a structured classroom.
You'll go to class sessions where you'll brainstorm, hear the thoughts of your peers, and then eventually compete in a tournament. And if you win that tournament, you'll get to move on to regionals and nationals. It will be a really incredible experience.
The champion would be the team that has considered more philosophical dimensions, anticipated more counter-arguments, and better resolved to the other team's concerns in good faith and well-founded research.
One of my favorite parts of the Ethics Bowl was being able to travel. I mean, we went all over the place. We went to Dallas, to Chicago, to Baltimore. We went Poughkeepsie, and all those places we went. I mean, we had an amazing time, especially my senior year. We placed second at nationals, which was a really good feeling.
You go in and you usually have an idea about how you feel on a certain issue, often based in your feelings about a certain topic, maybe a few reasons. But what you learn to do is to really engage with those moral intuitions and figure out why you hold them. And you're really able to form a really nuanced and developed view on various different topics and issues.
It's incredibly enjoyable.
You meet so many people in Ethics Bowl who really care about the issues we're talking about, and then they go on and change those problems.
The community that I was able to create and become a part of, I just couldn't think of a better group of people. You can discuss really serious issues and have a community where any thought you have is taken seriously, but at the same time, just become really close friends.
Along with a community of peers, Ethics Bowl allows you to enter into community with one of the strongest graduate programs at Tufts and a lot of professors and other people who you might consider to be mentors at a rather early stage in your college career.
I mean, it's definitely my favorite experience I've had at my Tufts education.
I think Ethics Bowl is important because it's an opportunity to think deeply about problems that will actually impact your life.
Because in our political climate, it's becoming increasingly difficult to communicate with people who hold opposing views. It's often really hard to find common ground or even find a space to have a conversation. And I think the Ethics Bowl really teaches you how to do that.
The thinking work that Ethics Bowl trains participants to do allows them to figure out what their own values are, appraise issues that they'll confront later in life, and develop more sophisticated understandings of the structure of society.
People with different social identities develop different perspectives, and all of those perspectives need to be considered when we work on these issues that impact us all.
One of my personal favorites is that as an environmental studies major, there was a case about rivers, and India was considering giving a river a legal title of personhood in order to protect it.
One case was about whether or not it's ethical for restaurants and bars to prevent pregnant women from drinking based on just the perception that they're pregnant.
A question of whether platforms like Google, Facebook, and Twitter have an obligation to monitor fake news, and if so, what the nature of that obligation is.
What makes them difficult is they pit, sort of fundamental values against each other, like right to privacy versus, right to safety. One of the cases that I thought was most difficult had to do with the Golden State Killer who, killed dozens of women. And he was captured after law enforcement used DNA that was uploaded to sites like 23andMe, but it raises the question as to whether information about your identity can be used in this way.
You're really going to get a huge diversity of topics and be able to really delve into the ones you really enjoy.
If you want to get involved, you can register for Philosophy 91 Ethics Bowl. It's a 2-shoe course, pass-fail. And if you're undecided, you could just come to our information session on September 14th in the Alumni Lounge. If you're on campus, come in person. If you're not on campus, we'll have a way for you to join us remotely. And the two master's students who are going to be coaching this year are.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm a second-year master's student, and I look forward to helping you guys.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I am a second-year master's student as well, and I do a little bit of social philosophy, and I'm really excited to chat about these issues with you guys and do some ethics bowling.